Barbara! Barbara!
Barbara! What is it? Tell me. You have to trust me. I want to help you.
Tell him I want to tell you. I feel like I die if I don't tell someone.
Well, then you have to tell me. Barbara, please, what is it?
Tom, 3 years ago, I had a baby. A little boy.
Oh, Barbara.
I have a child. I thought he was safe, but now I don't know.
Tell me. Tell me about him.
I met a man.
Go on.
I thought that we were going to have a life together. Oh, Tom, you won't understand.
No, Barbara!
It's a hopeless situation.
Barbara. Let me help you.
You can.
Yes, I can. Trust me. You know you can trust me.
I know.
Talk to me about it. Barbara, please.
Oh, my boy. It's so awful for him now.
What's happened? Who was the man?
I can't tell you his name. He's not involved in this now.
Was he the same man that you almost married before you came to Oakdale?
No. It was someone before that. I can't talk about him. He's the first man I'd ever known. I loved him so much. I wanted him so much.
Barbara, it's all right. It's all right.
Hello.
Hi.
A table for how many? One?
Gosh, I'm not sure
Your face is very familiar.
Excuse me, is Nick here?
You're the one that Nikos hauled out of the fire.
Yes, I was here last week.
Sure, I remember. Welcome back. Do you have a friend with you, or are you alone?
No, I'm alone.
Okay. I have a nice table over here you can have.
Oh, thank you. I was hoping maybe, gosh, if Nick is free tonight, he would have dinner with me. Is he here this evening?
Nikos? Sure, he's here. I'll tell him you're here.
Thank you.
Well, look who's here. My little Phoenix.
Oh, hello, Nick.
What brings you back here?
Well, I decided I'd like to have a delicious Greek dinner. And I was hoping you'd join me.
Ah, I like that. But on one condition.
Anything.
Now, careful, young lady.
Oh, I'll take my chance with you.
The condition is that you let me order for you.
Granted.
Okay. I'm glad you came. I've been hoping to thank you for getting that job for me with your aunt.
Oh, you're welcome. Gosh, I'm glad everything worked out for both of you.
Well, it was very thoughtful of you to arrange it. Now, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling fine. Bob, Dr. Hughes told me to take it easy for a while. But I think that I am fully recovered now.
Good.
How are you feeling? I know your burns are still healing.
Oh, practically all over. Are you very hungry?
Nick, I am not just hungry, I am starving.
Ah, a passionate woman.
Just because I'm hungry?
Well, you don't want to just eat, you want to devour. But I think I can find something for you that will satisfy you.
I am completely in your hands.
At my mercy, you mean?
Yes. But I'm not going to worry. You saved me from a fire. You're certainly not going to poison me now.
Well, I feel pretty good. Do you think I'm overconfident?
No, I think you're doing fine. I think you're going to pass those exams with flying colors.
I wish I had your faith in me.
Well, I wish you did too, because there'd be no stopping you then.
Annie, here's a phone call for you. I think it's your mother.
Oh, thanks. Excuse me, Jeff. Hi, Mom.
Oh, Annie, I'm glad I caught you.
Is there a problem?
No, I just was calling to see if you could come for dinner tonight.
Mom, I don't know.
You know, there's been an offer made on our farm property.
To sell the property, really?
Just today.
Well, in that case, sure, I'll be there.
Oh, wonderful. Why don't you come over straight from the hospital?
Okay, I am on my way out right now, so I'll be over in a little while.
Good. See you.
Okay, bye, Mom. She wants me to have dinner tonight.
Ah, yeah, I heard. I'm sorry to hear it.
Why?
Well, I was going to invite you out to dinner myself.
Well, I'd really better go. They want to talk to me about something.
Well, listen, maybe I can see you for a little while after dinner if it's not too late.
Oh, thanks, Jeff, but I better not. I've got an exam coming up tomorrow, and I better make an early night of it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's the best thing. But after the exams, I am taking a rain check, okay?
Of course.
Hopefully we'll have something to celebrate.
Okay.
Annie, can I speak to you for a minute?
Doug, I was just getting ready to leave.
Well, it won't take long. I'd just like a few minutes with you, alone.
Well, could we do it some other time? I really do have to go.
Yeah, listen, Doug, Annie has a lot of studying to do, and she's got to have dinner with her parents first, so why don't you let her do what she has to do?
I'm sorry, I really do have to go.
I see.
Good night, Jeff.
Good night, Annie.
Jeff,
What?
you seem to enjoy interfering with my private life, and I don't like it.
And you don't seem to be able to take no for an answer, especially when it comes to Annie.
Just a minute. I'd like to talk with you. I mean, if you're not too busy.
Oh, no. Never too busy for you, Doug.
I worshipped him, I guess. I saw him a lot when I was in New York. And then he had to leave.
Why did he have to leave?
He just had to go.
Do you mean he was married?
Tom, it's so complicated. Anyway, I found out I was pregnant. And he was gone. I hadn't meant it to happen.
What did you do then?
So stupid. I got pregnant. I almost had an abortion. I couldn't. Not as much as they told me to. I couldn't do it.
No, I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you for anything. You know that.
I had a friend from work, Claudia. And she knew everything. And she was married, wanted a child. So we made an agreement. She was going to take my baby and raise it as her own. So that's what I finally did. I just gave her my baby. I just gave her my baby.
No, that was very difficult for you.
And now it's no good anymore. I didn't mean it to happen.
Well, what about the father? I mean, this man you loved so much. Didn't he want to help you out at all?
No. He had his own life to lead.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Tom. I made such a terrible mistake. I was afraid and sick and alone. I made such an awful mistake with my boy.
Come on. It's too cold for you out here. Come inside. It's all right.
Oh, Nick, this is so good. Now, what did you call this again?
Dolma.
And these are just grape leaves.
Now, careful, young lady. Those were especially treated, picked, and grown.
Yes, in Greece, we must not waste anything.
We appreciate what we have.
So, tell me about Greece.
Oh, that's a rather tall order for dinner. Let's see. We'll make Crete the first course.
Actually, I don't really want to hear all about Greece. I want to hear about you. When did you first come to America?
Let's see. I told you my parents brought me to America after the war. To the land of great promise and potential.
Were you disappointed?
Disappointed? No. My parents worked very hard to make themselves a life here. They did very well. They didn't expect the streets to be paved with gold. We traveled a lot until I went on my own. I've been traveling ever since.
Have you gone back to Greece?
Yes, many times.
There's something about that place that I'm just fascinated by, even though I have never been there.
By what?
About all the stories. Oh, I love Greek mythology. And all those magnificent statues.
Then we're a kindred spirit. Yes, when I go to Greece, I love to walk through the ruins. I'm like a tourist. I go to the Acropolis, and though I've been there many times.
Well, why do you go then?
Why, that's not so easy to answer. There's a sense of a continuum of life and history there. It's, you can get the same sense in America when you visit New England. Flavor of the pioneers. Or the Southwest, Pueblo Bonito, where there are Indian dwellings.
Gosh, I've seen so little.
Except for the Indians, yours is a very young country that loves to be young. Americans revel in it. The Greeks, well, they're an older people. I think even as children, the Greeks are older than Americans.
Are you an American or a Greek?
Well, I'm an American citizen, but I still have some of the flavor of my heritage in my blood, I guess. In America, we can sometimes trace our ancestors back to the dawn of the Revolutionary War. In Greece, we can trace ours back to the dawn of civilization.
That's me, I guess. May I ask you a question?
Of course, but you don't have to ask about asking.
I do that a lot, don't I? I don't mean to. Anyway, I was wondering, why did you risk your life to save me?
Well, there aren't many girls around like you that have eyes like yours. I couldn't let anything happen to you.
Oh, come on, Nick.
Now, how do we know why we do the things we do? I didn't stop to analyze it. You were in danger, and I wanted to help. Kind of reflex, I guess. That's all.
I think it was much more than that.
Well, I'm very glad I went in after you.
Isn't there somewhere, in some culture, that says if you save someone's life, you're responsible for it?
Well, I think the Chinese have some such belief, but not the Americans.
You have marvelous hands.
Huh, these? Oh, you must be joking.
No, they're just so strong.
Well, they've been through the wars.
If I were a sculptor, I would like to sculpt hands like yours.
When you become a sculptor, I'll press my hands in clay for you. Then I'll do you a favor by dropping the clay after you've baked it.
You.
Here, let me give you some more wine. Okay. After this next glass, you'll be wanting my autograph. But as I'm so terribly famous, I'll have to charge you for it.
Oh,
You like dancing?
look. Yes, very much.
Well, you'll like this one. Watch.
There really wasn't much I could tell him, except that we'd all have to discuss it.
Brad Hollister, I really am surprised.
Why, dear?
Because I didn't think he had any money. He must have a lot to be buying up land the way he is.
What do you think of him? You've seen him several times now.
I don't know that much about him. I like him, I think.
He's very personable.
Well, Evidently, he's been hiking around on the Hughes property a lot. I mean, he didn't get permission, he just did it. That's the only negative thing I can tell you.
Well, that's a bit presumptuous. Maybe he didn't know whom to get permission from.
Maybe. Anyway, when I went out to dinner with him, I really enjoyed myself. Well, Mom, you tell me, what do you think about the idea of selling the property to him?
Oh, I'm not sure what I think. I wonder what your father is going to say about it. I'm sure we'll be offered a considerable amount of money, much more than we paid for the property originally.
Well, I should hope we would turn a good profit if we sold it.
But your father's enjoyed having that land so much, I don't know if he'd be willing to let it go.
Oh, I love it, too. Well, whatever you and Dad decide is fine with me. I'll do what you want to do.
You know, Mr. Hollister did make a point of saying that you would be welcome to go out there and ride any time on the property. He said we'd all be welcome on the property.
Did he?
Yeah. Well, he was a very nice young man, it seemed to me. But that's not going to make your father sell the property if he doesn't want to.
I must look terrific.
How about drinking some of this? See if it doesn't warm you up.
Thanks. My feet are frozen.
Let me warm them up for you a little bit.
Tom, you don't have to do that.
Oh, yes, I have to do this.
Tom, don't be silly.
Yeah, so like ice cubes.
I'm gonna spill my hot chocolate.
Ooh.
I know.
There.
Tom, I apologize. I didn't mean to go to pieces like that.
It's all right. I'm so glad you talked about it.
I am too. Though, it doesn't change what's happened.
So you and Claudia worked at the same advertising firm, and that's where you met her? And you moved in with them to have the baby? How long did you live there?
Only the last couple weeks before the baby was born. They were so good to me. Claudia and Mason, her husband. They had a small house. I just quit work and moved in with him. She was helping me get ready. I was sick at the time. I had mononucleosis.
Okay. Right here?
Yeah, that's good. Isn't this perfect?
It is. You'll love it.
Oh. You've decided it's going to be a boy, have you?
No, I just said he. I don't know why.
Well, I believe in intuition. Oh, wait do you see this? I got this to hang over the bassinet. They say that stimulating things to see and touch, are terribly important for babies. One book I was reading said you should give them swatches of velvet and chiffon to feel and play with.
Oh. I'll be a wonderful mother.
Hey, what's wrong? I know you're not feeling too hot.
No, I'm fine.
Are you sorry now you decided to give him up? Do you want to change your mind?
I can't. We both know it's for the best. If only I weren't such a... If only I were married. Oh, so many ifs. Claudia, I'm glad you're gonna have him. You and Mason. If anybody had to have... There's another if.
You don't have to worry about anything. Mason and I will love this child as if it were our own.
I know. That's what I mean.
And we'll raise it the best way we can. We'll never let it want for anything.
I'm not worried about that.
You don't have to worry about anything. Mason and I have wanted a child for so long. This one's going to be very precious to us.
We'll be perfect parents.
Who's perfect? But we'll certainly do our best.
Claudia, I want you to promise me again that you'll never tell anyone how you got the baby or who the father really is.
Of course I won't. You know that. No one will ever know. Scout's honor.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. They were so good to me. And they were so excited about my baby.
That must have been the toughest time for you.
I can remember every minute. Sometimes I wish I couldn't.
Barbara, I think I know how you feel.
Clint, you made it.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going good. It's good to see you. Come on in. Come on in. Hey, you made some good time.
Yeah, well, I dropped everything, drove straight through. You said it was important. I don't want to keep you waiting.
Man, you look as mean as ever.
Yeah. Well, I take my nasty pills every morning.
I bet that you do. So, did you get settled into the motel all right?
Yeah, it was real nice arrangements, thanks.
Good, good. Listen, can I get you a beer?
I wouldn't say no to that.
All right, coming up.
It's a real nice place you got here.
Yeah, it's okay.
You ever hear from Corky anymore?
Yeah, I got a postcard from him about 6 months ago, down from Mexico. Still sounds like the same guy.
Yeah, wish the hell he'd come back. I could sure use him.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. You're onto something.
I am.
Come on, what you got?
I got some ore that needs to be converted.
Oh, you do you? Well, you got it all piled up in the backyard, do you?
Just about. As far as these deposit goes, this is relatively close to the surface.
Now, keep it coming. I'm starting to drool. I don't even know what the heck you're talking about.
I think I got a formation that goes down about 1,000 feet. At least I hope so.
Well, that's pretty deep, man. Hey, look, we talking about somebody else's project, or is this your own?
No, no. This is mine. All mine. You hear that, buddy? This is Brad Hollister's. I own the property, and I own the mineral rights clear to China.
Okay. Hey, look, man, if I didn't know that you knew what you were talking about, I would be drawing up the commitment papers by now.
So how's it going with these other jobs out in Idaho and South Dakota?
Oh,
You
it's
still
fine.
got some work there?
Yeah, it's going fine. It's fine. Yeah, things pretty routine now. Going pretty smoothly. Look, I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah.
I could do some more digging. I've got the equipment available, but what I'm hoping to do is some more gold mining up in Idaho.
Yeah, anything for sure?
Nah, just some spec work. But I think you better grab me.
That's what I'm doing. I want you to start some initial work in a few days. You think you can do that?
Wait a minute. Let's just hold on here for a minute, Brad, now. Nobody's done any work in that area. Now, I checked my maps already.
We will.
Listen, I'm gonna tear this can apart if you don't tell me.
Hey, I'm going to tell you. Now, look, Clint. The main reason that I asked you to come to Oakdale is because I know that I can trust you.
Well, I should hope so, after all this time. Trust me with what?
Take a look at these.
Man, if this is what I think it is.
Take my word for it, it is.
Holy Toledo.
This is a major deposit. I'm sure of it.
Man, the only deposit I know of like this is in South Dakota. There's some other in Michigan, but is this representative?
Well, I'm not sure. I've been picking this stuff up off the ground.
This is high-grade stuff. This is from around here?
Are you ready for this? I got this in the hills outside of Oakdale.
Whoa! Man, do you realize this stuff is up almost over 500%? You're gonna make a real killing.
Even if it was up 50%, I still think that it's worth mining it. Look at these samples I've got here.
Yeah, it looks solid enough to me.
Melt it
darned.
down.
Oh, beautiful, man, beautiful.
This is a dream come true. That's silver, Clint. And it is one hell of a vein.
Enjoying yourself?
Oh, Nick, this is wonderful. Do they dance like this here often?
We all do. You should see us on Saturday night, then everything breaks loose.
Oh, gosh, this is exciting.
Come on, Nikos, you dance with us too.
Oh, then I'll be better than all of you.
Oh, we'll take you that dare.
Come on, if I have to dance, you must come with me.
No, I can't.
Well, yes, you can. Never say no.
But, Nick, I don't know how to do that.
Well, it's easy. Come on, I'll show
I
you.
warn you, I have 3 left feet.
Well, then you'll be the best dancer here.
Oh, come on. I don't know this. I'll show you.
Hi. Hi.
Hey!
Are you all right? Get some water here. Are you all right? Get some water. Helen!
You warmer?
Mm-hmm.
Good. With a baby coming and you being sick, you must have been scared.
Scared? No. The day my baby was born. As long as I live, I'll never forget that.
Was it difficult?
Just never forget. Claudia was going to help me with the delivery. I just started having contractions, and we were trying to get sterilized sheets and things together. I thought I had more time than I actually had.
You just sit down, hon. Let me do this.
No, I want to help.
I can do it. You better rest.
No, I want to do everything I can. Oh.
Barbara, you all right?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
Claudia.
Okay.
Oh.
Don't be afraid. I've been preparing for this day for a long time now.
What if there's a problem, though? Maybe I should have gone to hospital. What if something goes wrong?
It isn't going to go wrong.
But what if it does?
Barbara, I've been doing lots of reading on how to be a midwife.
But that's not the same as practical experience, is it?
Well, there's nothing so tricky about having babies. Nature does most of the work for you. A lot of people have babies at home. In China. Well, remember the good earth?
I'm supposed to go out and plant rice after this.
Exactly. Okay.
Are we really ready? Is this it?
Yes, and you're going to be fine. It's about 2 minutes or less, right? Okay, lie down. Looks like we're going to have to get this show on the road.
It's funny how you can joke a little even at a time like that.
You know, the one thing I don't understand, though, is why you didn't go to the hospital. It would have been so much safer and a heck of a lot more comfortable.
I couldn't, Tom. I would have had to answer all kinds of questions about my baby. Then I would have had to go through the proper procedure for adoption. I didn't want that. I wanted to know where he was and who would have him and raise him. I wanted to be able to see him sometimes, watch him grow up.
And Claudia, she agreed to all of that. I should think it would be Much more difficult for her to raise the child as her own if you were always going to be in the picture.
Not in the picture, just in the background. That's what we agreed upon. I would never interfere. I just didn't want to lose touch with my son. She understood that. No one knew but us. Claudia, Mason, and me.
What about the baby's real father? Well, didn't you want him to know either?
No. That's why I went to Claudia. That's why I couldn't go to a hospital. Tom, to this day, he doesn't know anything about the child. That's very important.
Stay tuned for The Guiding Light, next on most of these CBS stations. Fashions furnished by Dominic Rampolo and Cesarani. Menswear from Barney's. Join us again tomorrow for As the World Turns.